Right now, as if we needed reason to eat some yummy ice cream, we are celebrating Ice Cream Week. Plus, whatever happened to baby names like Elizabeth, Anthony, or even Keisha? They're getting stranger by the decade. It's time to get things started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the chat. I'm Melissa Ross, and Henny, Bonnie, and Joey are here on the panel today. Happy Friday, you guys.
Happy Ice Cream
Friday.
I know, it's, oh my gosh, it's National Ice Cream Week. I can't get enough. Here's a question for everybody. Joey, what's your favorite ice cream? Henny, Bonnie, what's your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate chip cookie dough anything.
Oh, really?
really?
Yeah, if you're gonna eat ice cream, you might as well double the calories and get the cookie dough chunks
That's
in
true.
it. I mean,
If you're gonna go in, go
yeah,
all
I'm like,
in.
go all the way.
Yeah. My favorite is gonna be chocolate.
Good old chocolate.
Good old chocolate is my favorite, but like right now I'm eating some cookies and cream. There's a few, Bluebell has some fabulous new flavors out with chunks in it and Whopper candies in it. I'll try those.
Bluebell is like
The Cadillac of ice cream.
Do you know
the
It is
Cadillac of ice cream.
Now,
Do you know what
I
Bluebell
think-
reminds
It is
me
the
of?
Lexus of ice cream.
I think-
I love it.
I like the Bugatti of ice cream.
What?
That would
What
be
brand is
Cold
that?
Stone.
Oh.
Cold Stone
Coffee,
ice cream.
Eating Cold
coffee, sweet
Henny,
cream.
it's so good.
Coffee,
What's your favorite?
Coffee, sweet cream, and chocolate sprinkles, all mixed in together.
Ice cream?
Oh, fabulous.
Wow.
You know, I'm a pistachio girl.
Really?
You're a nutty kind
Yes,
of girl.
I
explains a
like
lot.
pistachio ice cream. I don't know why. I love chocolate and I love pistachio.
You
My
know,
two
ice cream
favorites.
is one of America's favorite snacks. Why do y'all think that is?
And I can't
It's
imagine. It's
darn
utterly
good.
delicious.
It's delicious.
And
It's
it's cold
sensual.
on a
It's
hot
got
Florida
cold.
day.
It's got cold.
You can't go wrong.
It's got sugar.
All right.
Yes, and more
all
sugar.
that butter fat. Oh my goodness. Okay, some hot topics to talk about. President Trump is getting some criticism right now for complimenting the French president's wife's appearance. Take a look at this. Okay, so he basically complimented Mrs. Macron, but many see it as a sexist remark. Brigitte Macron, by the way, was her husband's former high school teacher, and their relationship has drawn a lot of discussion around the world because of their big age difference. Brigitte is 64 years old. Her husband, the French prime minister, the premier, is 39 years old. So, guys, ladies and guy, what do you think of the comments? Because the criticism on Trump is because of the subtext of it. He's saying to this much older woman, oh, you look pretty good. You know, you still got it. I mean, that was sort of the subtext of what he was saying to her. What do you guys think?
I think he can't help himself. He just can't help himself.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
people do comment about people. I mean, being politically correct. People might say, "Hey, you're in pretty good shape," meaning, do you run? Do you lift weights? I mean, he's not thinking that, of course. He's thinking, "Hey, she looks pretty good for."
For a 70-year-old
old-
woman.
And it's no
You
shock
know?
the man is not eloquent. I mean, whatever. But I do think it's one of those things where history kind of tells you who the person is. And so when he says something like that, it's a little like, ugh. I mean, how often do I come in here? Henny knows this. I say, Henny, I like your shoes. Henny, I like those pants. Henny, all the time. But it's never been like, I would hope not, like in an unprofessional,
Not at
way.
all.
But like when you have somebody like President Trump, who is known to say things that kind of you go, ugh.
Yeah.
But we were kind of talking about before the show. It's ironic that in overseas, the age gap is somewhat, I don't want to say celebrated.
It's not
Well,
as big a
partic-
deal.
Yeah.
Particularly in France. I don't know
Yeah.
about the other countries, but it probably isn't a big deal. But in this country, those age differences,
But I mean,
particularly in that way.
Let us not forget that Melania and Donald have a 24-year age gap.
But the whole point is, it's the other way around.
Right.
I think the controversy comes from the fact that she's so much older than her husband. And say the president had been greeting the French premier and his wife. Donald Trump would have never said to the spouse, if it was a much older man, wow, you look great, you're looking
Very
good.
true, very
You know
true.
what I'm saying? I think that's where the allegations of sexism come in. And by the way, we have some Facebook comments. People weighed in today on Facebook about this. People, commenting on the president. Here's one from Karen. Uncle Creeper strikes
Karen
again.
said, hey, Karen.
the shade, Karen.
Okay, but here's another point of view from Brooks. Since when is it negative to give someone a compliment? Now, on the face of it, yeah, he's complimenting Mrs. Macron.
But I'd like to think my president has other things on his mind than how someone looks physically.
Yeah,
and
his
that's
next
the whole
tweet.
point. He has nothing else. he goes back to what he feels
I
comfortable
think,
with.
though, history has proven that when that man is not told what to say or it goes off script, it goes downhill quickly. So in that moment, he's like, you look good for your age. Like, no.
And you know what? It feeds this narrative that President Trump is very focused on women's appearance, for good or for ill. He has a way of constantly noticing and commenting on the way women look, and a lot of his comments have been incredibly insulting.
I wonder how his wife feels about that.
Right, and we haven't heard from her on that.
Don't you think that Melania is just spending her time like plotting her escape plan?
I hope so.
Like, I feel like she's tying bed sheets together, ready to throw them out the White House
Dang,
and like
boy.
scale down the wall.
Yeah,
Oh,
sometimes
Joey.
it can be just a little bit borderline disrespectful to the marriage, to your wife, to yourself.
Very true.
That type of thing. You have to always keep those things in mind. All right, guys, the world seems to be a much happier place today. Beyonce went to Instagram and shared the very first photo of her twins. Their names are Rumi and Sir Carter. The two were born on June 13th in Los Angeles, and we learned a few weeks ago that both of the baby names are in the process of being trademarked. Okay, so what do you guys think about the names and about the trademarking of the names?
You know, I'm just tired of celebrities giving their kids these goofy names. I'm sorry, I just got to say this. Gwyneth Paltrow named her kids Apple, and Moses, which wasn't as bad as Apple.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts named her twin. There's Gwyneth with Apple. Poor Apple.
I know.
Apple's doomed. I mean, her
Poor
name's
baby.
Apple. Julia Roberts named her kids Hazel and Phineas, or twins. That's not horrible.
Oh, that's horrible.
But it's kind
What
of
happened to
horrible.
twin names rhyming? Remember?
Yes.
Yes.
Mary and Carrie.
Yes.
Do you like that?
I do.
Oh no.
I just
I
like
do.
names that aren't going to saddle a kid with, like, remember, you guys know who Bob Geldof is, right? Sir Bob Geldof, the
Yeah.
guy that created Live Aid. He gave his kids all these dumb names. And one of his daughters is named Peaches. Peaches Geldof. And when she
Oh, girl, that's a common name in the black community.
But when she, listen to me.
Nothing. You go down to the strip club on Beaver Street, everybody naming there gonna be Peaches 1,
Wait,
Peaches 2.
Here's the
here's
thing,
a
though.
good one.
And
Here's
they
a
may
great-
be a nickname, but she grew up and she's like, you know what? I hate my name. I wish my dad
no.
hadn't given me
But
this
wait,
dumb
here's
name.
a good name. Jermaine Jackson named his son
Oh gosh, yes.
Your Majesty.
Yes.
I know.
But like George Foreman, literally
Yeah.
all of George Foreman's boys' names are George, and the girls are Georgette and Georgelle. So,
Yeah.
That's
but-
narcissism.
but here's
It's
the
like,
thing, though.
I'm so special, I'm going to give my kids either my
That
own
is
name or
narcissist.
some
That is.
ridiculous name.
But I don't mind, we kind of talked about before the show, I don't mind them trademarking the kids' names. And we were kind of like, why would you do that? Because you got, and my example was, because God forbid H&M rolls out the Blue Ivy line. So they're taking advantage of
buy
this
that,
free.
I'll tell you
Here's
that
the thing.
much.
So when the baby was first born, Blue Ivy was first born, they tried to trademark her name back then. And they were not able to do it because there is a wedding planning company in Boston. And they countersued and said, no, not going to happen.
Yeah.
So they've tried 2 other times subsequent to that.
I'm
And
surprised they haven't bought them out.
No, I don't think they're probably holding out the wedding
Sure.
planning
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And so it's not all that easy to do. But Jay-Z first said he was doing it so no one would capitalize on it. But right after that, Beyonce said it's so that they can use it. They have a whole line
they
of
can
products.
monetize
have-
it, but for Milo, I just think these names that celebrities give their kids are just, I think
Where
it's
do
just
they come
gotten
up
out
with
of hand.
them?
I think they literally scour the internet trying to find something that's so unusual.
Yeah.
that
But
it
talking
makes a
about
huge
using the name
splash.
Blue Ivy.
But they're not thinking about what's good for the kid. I'm
These,
sorry.
the
Yeah,
new
go ahead.
kids, Sir Rumi, Sir
Sir,
Carter,
yeah.
which I don't know if his name is Sir Carter, because if so, his name is Sir Carter, minor details. But like, they've registered them to like, for a stroller line, a diaper line, I think like a teething toy line or something. It's
Wow,
great.
good for
But can
them.
I just make one note? This is my favorite thing about this entire announcement. Most people just kind of put on Facebook like, I had a kid. Can we put that picture back up of Beyonce? I love that Beyonce's like, here's my entire photo shoot, hair, makeup, backdrop on the beach at my $9 million mansion. Like, it's just crazy to me. That's how they
walked
announced
up
Well,
it.
I think this.
Exactly. Like, that's in her
think-
garden.
I think Sir is a great ploy because here is it. Everyone is going to have to give him respect.
Literally call him
I
Sir.
think I think
Yes,
they found
sir.
that out really,
Even
really
when
much.
the police
Yeah.
pull him over, they're going to have to say, "Okay,
Sir
sir,
Carter.
may
It would be
I
nice
have
if
your
they
driver's
did.
license?"
So what happens if he gets knighted? Is he then Sir Carter? Like, we need to know this, Beyonce. Feel free to tweet us at Tweet the Chat.
All right. Now,
So nice, you got to say it twice, baby.
Exactly.
all right, speaking of pregnancy, something else trending today, a pregnant news anchor fighting back after she was body shamed. This was pretty personal for me. Laura Warren of WRDW-TV in Georgia, that's right up the road in Augusta, by the way, well, she got a call from a viewer saying, that her baby bump made her look disgusting. Now, Warren said the person said in part, please go to Target and buy some decent maternity clothes so you don't walk around looking like you have a watermelon strapped under your too tight outfits. You're getting to where you're being disgusting on live TV. The mom-to-be shared the voicemail on her blog, said it was hurtful, and expressed concern over this type of bullying. This becomes so common. And you know what? I was pregnant twice on TV. And when I had mine, the styles were a little puffier. After I had my two, everything got a lot more bodycon, and I think that's a good thing. I think celebrating a life being created inside of you is great, and let's celebrate it. Show off that baby bump. And for people to say that it's disgusting, there's something wrong with you if you think that a woman creating a new life inside of her is disgusting. That really bothered me because it's hard to be pregnant, and it's even harder to be pregnant on television.
Yeah, you know what? A few times this week we had the conversation, you may remember, Bonnie, we've been talking about trolls, or keyboard gangsters, as I call them. These people that hide behind the computer or hide behind a phone message to leave these cruel comments. It all, in my opinion, it all goes back to mental issues. If anyone takes the time to use their energy to call up to criticize a beautiful life, obviously being born, I think the woman looks excessively trendy. She's cute, she's sassy. I see nothing wrong with it. It's obvious that there's something wrong with the caller and not with her. And I just hope that she didn't take it personal.
If you read this girl's blog, she said, there's nothing more that I want than to have my hair in a ponytail and sweats eating a bag of potato chips. She goes, I didn't get that career. She goes, I didn't sign up for that. She goes, this is what I'm doing for a living. This is what I have been required to wear. But I don't know if you listened to the voicemail. I did. It's a very, very older lady. And so
that's usually
I heard about it, and I kind of thought to myself, that is a generation to where it was. I was raised.
Oh, they were intense. They covered it up. They were intense.
It's
literally like you didn't want anyone to even know.
You really wanted to hide it, and showing it like they do today. I agree with you, Melissa. It almost now is a non-issue. And it took a while to get used to. I mean, I think it started happening after Demi Moore decided to do her first Vanity Fair cover, and I thought, oh.
But don't you think, like, I know somebody who's pregnant that I'm currently working with. She's done like 2 weeks, and she's told me so many stories about people like commenting on her size in public and like putting her hands on her stomach.
Oh, they'll touch people. Just
well, I was gonna say, there's such like a it kind of makes me laugh because you hear that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. So people just think like, that's my baby too. Like, touch your stomach and like, you're carrying it heavy.
Pregnant,
I'm like, how rude is that?
Random financial contributions. Take care of your belly. Without asking permission.
Well, see, if you were going to wear a big tent, then they wouldn't do that. So that is the advantage.
Yeah, but if you show it off, people do. They come up and they touch your belly, and it's a little off. But it's like, but you know what?
In this career, when you sign up and you agree to work in the media, it is rough because people will go out of their way to criticize you for anything you do, say, the way you look, if your hair is a color that they don't want. It is a tough, tough business to be in because the public is rough. They want it the way they want it, and if it's not, they're going to let it be known. There are so many times, even this week, that even the chat, we have gotten comments from angry viewers that think we're going to change because they sent a message in. Sorry, we're not. But they're just mean and they're just cruel. And for those people, I just have to pray for them and keep it moving because they're the problem, not me. I'm okay with me.
That's right. Now, we've got a lot more to talk about. Coming up next, why one mom explains why she thinks it's fine to cuss in public in front of her child. Agree or disagree? We'll talk about that. And a little later, a look at the 2017 Emmy nominations, who was recognized and who got the big snub. We'll be right back.